Well, hello, nerds. Welcome to Quickie Reaction. This is King of the Hill is finally giving us a little taste of what they are bringing to the table. I haven't watched this yet. I wanted to watch this with you, nerds. And let's talk ever so briefly about King of the Hill, because I literally have 10 minutes to record this. So that being said, let's cut to this. Well, hello there, nerds. Thank you. I take it back. We're not doing that one. We're just going straight into this. That doesn't necessarily apply because we're not doing music. So, do we have? Might have been in the other one. We're just going to lay out the sections vocally without the visual aid because, again, 10 minutes. I'm rushing. Expectations for this. I expect this to be classic King of the Hill updated. I expect Mike Judge to have not lost the plot and fully understand the characters that he created with this. I should probably turn on my whatever. I have another light that I didn't turn on, and now the screen looks less dynamic. But yeah, so I expect Mike Judge to have not lost the plot. He might have a little bit. He is, in Hollywood and such. So I'm sure there's an element of that. I'm sure there will be episodes of this show where we're dealing with the woke folk and Hank's how he is dealing with such things. I also fully expect Bobby to have grown into maybe not exactly woke, but woke sensitive or woke adjacent in a certain way. So I think that will add to the hilarity. And I'm totally using this in the most ridiculous, like, conservative hillbilly sense of the word, like the most egregious, non-applicable in current year actual definition of woke. I know that that version of it is kind of dying, but also B, it was never quite as bad as some wanted it to seem, and also it was in other ways worse than others would have you believe. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's just react to the damn video, shall we? Because I'm kind of excited for this. Oh, Luann. What? August 4th. I feel like we didn't talk about that on the show, but yeah, that's coming up fairly soon. We have about a month before this hits. That's kind of cool. Let's watch that again real quick, just because, like I said, we have a little bit of time. So it starts off like you would think, just the way it always did. And then we see Han. Oh, that's not Luann. That's Hank's stepmom. Oh, and then she leaves him for John Redcorn. And Hank moves away. They cry. And then we get Black Hank. Dale runs for mayor. They move the power pole out. That's weird. And then they move back. What was on the side of the car? Oh, good Lord. Come on. Do I seriously have to go frame by frame? Trip. TRYPP. That's funny. And then, okay, there you go. Sure. Yeah, I mean that's basically what we were expecting, right? Like I think this series is so Mike Judge and Greg Daniels. Mike Judge specifically, I think, has at least when he created this series, because he also did The Office, also did the Office Space movie. And like, I just feel like he has his thumb on the pulse of what like actual middle American life is. Hey, buddy. Sorry, my dog's barking as we're doing this. I feel like better than a lot of people who make Hollywood style content. So I think that's kind of amazing that he was so successful as he was, because like King of the Hill is very much a part of my young life. Like maybe not my childhood. I was a little bit old, in my mid-teens, I think, by the time it started. But like still, it felt reflective of a lot of the people that I knew growing up in small town America. It felt reflective of a lot of the sentiments of the outside world and like Hollywood types and stuff. So like, I don't know. I should have maybe done a little bit of research on Greg and Mike before we did this. But this isn't the news show. This is just the reaction show. If I was talking about this for the news show, I would have done the research. Damn, I mean, like, I'm kind of excited to see what the hell happens. I'm also intrigued by what they do with Dale, since his voice artist has passed. They haven't officially announced exactly what they're going to do. Have they recast him, or have they written him out of the show? Or are they just going to AI his voice because they have enough? They could do that. I mean, they have seasons and seasons and seasons of it, and all you need is like 2 minutes of it, right? So there's a lot about this show that I'm kind of excited for. There's definitely some good memories with this. Before we let go, like I said, real quick reaction. Before we get the hell out of here, I want to like pass this one off to you guys. What fond memories do you have of King of the Hill? Like I quote this show at my day job constantly. This is one of those things that just is always part of the vocabulary, is always part of inside jokes. One of my favorites is Han being Laotian, and no one being able to tell the difference between him being Laotian and Chinese or Japanese, and that's kind of an ongoing gag. And then you get Hank's dad come in. He looks at Han and he goes, "Well, you're not Chinese, are you, Mr. Han? You's Laotian." And then Han's like, "See, even tiny redneck get it." I love like just the insane, like Han is far and above the smartest character in the show as far as like intellect goes, you could argue, and he's still in a lot of ways a stereotype, but like not in really the negative ways, unless you get offended by accents, in which case you really need to re-examine your life. And like that is completely acceptable and is part of what makes the show legitimately wholesome, because any Asian people I have ever met and talked about this show with, like, find some sort of comfort in that representation of people they also know. Because I don't think I've ever met anyone from Laos, but I've met people from near Laos. I've met Vietnamese people. I've met Malaysia is not super close to Laos, but I've actively have an ongoing friendship with a couple of Malay people. So like it's really cool that they find a similar comfort in their representation of something, like, because like I'm not a redneck, but like I know rednecks. I grew up with rednecks. I definitely went to school with plenty of so like seeing their representation up there, and then seeing just honestly, as weird as it may sound, I kind of identify a little bit more with Bobby in the show, and maybe kind of also Luann in a weird way. But like I don't identify with Hank. I just think Hank is awesome and hilarious. So I think that this show coming back at this point in time is another little example of the upper-ups at Disney saying, you know what, we got to stop putting this narrative that such a small percentage of the population buys into fully. Yes, there are plenty of people who kind of buy into it. There are plenty of people who buy into it on paper, but it's not making us money because not enough people actually buy into this fully. So we need to give them what they want. We need to give them accurate representations of these caricatures. Like, and I know that's an oxymoron, an accurate caricature, right? But like, that's what better way to describe this show? So I'm super excited about it. I'm super happy for it. Let's have the conversation about your interactions with this show. Are you excited for this to come back? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you very much, nerds, for joining me for this real quick reaction and then slight ramble at the end. We will see you guys in the next one. Before we go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here. Don't forget to go check out the merch and go get your W.GG, and code generally nerdy at checkout. Okay, love you. Bye.